Welcome back on this Health and Wellness Thursday. I had a conversation recently all about lowering your cholesterol. Let's take a look.
In stadiums around the country, football season is underway, and in life, just like on the field, people have to face tough opponents. For approximately 30 million Americans living with known heart disease, the most common type of heart disease, bad cholesterol, is a formidable challenger. If you have known heart disease, lowering your bad cholesterol is keeping it low is crucial, and doing so takes a solid game plan. With September marking the kickoff of National Cholesterol Education Month, it's the perfect time for you to check in with your doctor to make sure you're taking the right steps to help manage your bad cholesterol. Here are tips to help establish a game plan to improve your heart health is Dr. Jeffrey Boone, President, CEO, and Medical Director of the Boone Heart Institute. Dr. Boone, thanks for being here today.
Thanks, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
National Cholesterol Education Month puts cholesterol in the forefront of our minds. Could you tell us about the two different types of cholesterol and why it's particularly important to pay attention to the bad cholesterol?
Yes, medically, cholesterol has been simplified and divided into two components. The most dangerous and the one we're focused on today is the bad or LDL cholesterol. Another type is the good HDL cholesterol, but it's been progressively discovered that treating and managing your bad LDL cholesterol will go a long way to managing known heart disease.
You know, we've talked about known heart disease as being the most common type of heart disease. What is its connection to bad cholesterol?
Well, interestingly, the cholesterol is just traveling through your blood system, your blood vessels throughout life, and usually it's not a big problem in the first quarter of life, keeping with our football analogy. That's when you develop good exercise, nutrition, healthcare habits. But then in your second quarter of life, you need to start looking for reasons that this LDL cholesterol might be trouble. Generally, that would come from assessing your genetic profile, your parents, your grandparents, uncles and aunts. Has there anybody been developing early heart disease issues or also high cholesterol levels? Those cholesterol levels will deposit in the walls of the blood vessels over many decades usually, and very silently begin to cause the foundation upon which known heart disease occurs with heart attack, stroke, and buildups that can cause chest pain. So of all the things that are related to heart disease, cholesterol, LDL, bad cholesterol is one of the most important, but also fortunately one of the most controllable. The problem is you can't feel it while it's growing, so it's very important, especially during the third quarter of life, probably age 40 or 10 years earlier than your earliest relative ever had trouble. Check your cholesterol, make sure you know what it is, and then work with your healthcare team to make sure it's controlled and lowered. And more importantly, if you've had an event, then there are new guidelines that need to be aggressively pursued. And of the 30 million people that have known heart disease, only about 20% are at their goal with existing lifestyle modifications and medications.
What factors are people competing against when trying to manage their bad cholesterol?
Well, the biggest problem, I think, is just not knowing you've got it. So first checking it out, working with your doctor, and then doctors love patients who are going to actually want their cholesterol well managed. And then other issues are genetics and aging, of which we can't control, but we can control the LDL cholesterol, and the foundation is exercise, nutrition, physical activity, those sorts of things. And then the next step is often a statin medication, which is very appropriate as a foundational effort, but oftentimes in people with known disease, it doesn't get them to their goal. Now, in this educational effort, we've been partnering with Novartis, the makers of Leqvio and Inclisiran, to get out this cholesterol education program. Coachingcholesterol.com is where you can get more information about this. Leqvio is an injection to be used in addition to statin medicine to help people with known cardiovascular disease reach their goal. It's an injectable medicine that is administered by a healthcare professional once every 6 months after 2 initial loading doses. And the medicine is obviously custom tailored to your health. All medicines are different, so speak with your doctor about that plan. But I often think of medicines like statins and Leqvio as the safety net under the Trapeze Act that is your life. You know, you're trying to learn how to eat healthy and manage stress and develop good exercise habits. But even as I get older, it's harder to do those things. And then the older I get, age is probably our biggest risk factor. And then I need to be developing a stronger safety net with every year of life. My father just turned 98 yesterday, and without appropriate LDL lowering to manage his known cardiovascular disease, would not be continuing to enjoy life even at 98. But it takes LDL lowering to help that process.
Well, wish him happy birthday for us. And what
Yes.
should people do if they need additional help lowering their bad cholesterol and keeping it low?
Well, it is interesting that even the older you get, the more aggressive these approaches need to be. And coachingcholesterol.com is a place where this information continue to be updated and continue to be educational for your listeners. So coachingcholesterol.com is where I would go for more advice about these important issues of LDL cholesterol control.
Do you categorize lowering bad cholesterol as a short or long-term game, and why?
It's actually a long-term game plan, much like the analogy of the quarters of life. In the fourth quarter, it's even more important to lower that. So as I age and as my patient aged for 50 years, I've been trying to manage cholesterol in those patients. And now my toolbox, my weapons, my offensive and defensive game plan are better than ever. So even as we get older and older, more important to aggressively manage the profile of cholesterol. And the more known heart disease you have, the more aggressive that therapy needs to be, guided by your healthcare professionals.
And what is the key takeaway for our audience to leave with from our discussion today, and where can we get more information?
Yes, coachingcholesterol.com is a great place to get more information and get checked early and be aggressive, and then partner with your doctor. Actually work with your doctor. Most physicians love to have patients who really want this hidden killer controlled well in their lives. So coachingcholesterol.com would be a good place to go for more information.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Jeffrey Boone, for joining us today. Really appreciate this important life-saving information about lowering bad cholesterol. Thanks so much once again for your time today.
Thanks for having me. Enjoyed it.